I'm so glad you have come to join us today as we continue to honour and discover Indigenous connections.
Hi, I'm Robbie. Hi, I'm Susie.
Hi, I'm Miss Carly, the teacher. It's time for
Hometime
with Robbie and Susie.
I have hands,
I have hands.
watch me clap.
Watch me clap.
Oh, what a miracle am I have feet,
I have feet.
watch me stand.
Watch me stand.
Oh, what a miracle am I. Oh, what a miracle, oh, what a miracle, every little part of me. I'm something special, so very special, there's nobody quite like me. I have arms,
I have arms.
watch me swing.
Watch me swing.
Oh, what a miracle am I have legs,
I have legs.
they can bend and stretch.
They can bend and stretch.
Oh, what a miracle am I. Oh, what a miracle, oh, what a miracle, every little part of me. I'm something special, so very special, there's nobody quite like me. I have a spine,
I have a spine.
it can twist and bend.
It can twist and bend.
Oh, what a miracle am I have a 1 foot,
I have a 1 foot.
watch me balance.
Watch me balance.
Oh, what a miracle am I. Oh, what a miracle, oh, what a miracle, every little part of me. I'm something special, so very special, there's nobody quite like me. There's nobody quite like me.
All right, Anna. Well, Uncle Russ is going to show you our traditional music.
Beautiful.
And the most traditional thing I could possibly show you now is when my uncles and that used to walk through the bush,
Yeah.
they would take a leaf
Yes.
from the tree
Yeah.
and then they would put it to their mouth just like this, and they would
Wow, did you hear that? Did you know what song it was? I know what song it was. Was that Twinkle Little Star?
Twinkle, twinkle, little star.
One of our favourite songs.
Is it?
Thanks,
Ah.
Uncle Russ.
Well, that's something played traditionally on just a leaf.
Wow.
But this one's a lemon leaf, but you can play it on a gum leaf, yeah, certain types of leaves. And that's what I grew up knowing, watching my uncles and my dad play it. And so my son Jeremy and I, we wanted to play it too. And
Beautiful.
so yeah, it's just using that and then just resting on top of my lip.
Okay.
So you see how I just sit it there like that and I slightly bend it.
Okay.
And then I use the tip of my tongue and I press it in the back there like that.
Wow.
So
That's amazing.
would you like to have a go, Emma?
Well, you have taught me before, Uncle Russ, and I was really bad at it. I couldn't even make it, but I will try again just for you. But I have
Okay.
told you before that I have tried this before.
Yep.
You have taught me because I love this, but I
All
love
right.
hearing you. But
Let's have a little try
so
again.
put it
We'll
up here.
Just sort of rest it on your, just on your lip there
Okay.
like that. Yeah. And just slightly bend it in. And now bring your tongue just at the back and let it sit down on the bottom of your lip there like that.
Okay.
So,
And blow. Am I blowing?
now see how I
I see.
try to hold it like that in my mouth. Yeah, now bring your tongue up to the bend. Now hold it there and just gently.
See, I told you I couldn't do it. Uncle Russ is much better. Let me try again. Uncle Russ has been practicing. If you try this at home, you can practice and practice and get it.
But-
Let me try again.
Yeah. Girls and boys, when Uncle Russ tried, I was a little one, boy and girl just like you,
Yeah.
little boy, and my uncles tried to show me, and I would, and I tried, but I didn't give up.
Yep.
I kept trying and trying.
But maybe every time you go bushwalking, you'd find a good gum leaf
Yep.
and keep trying. And then
Keep
by
trying.
the time you're Uncle Russ's age, you will be smashing it like him.
Yeah, and you'll be able to go.
Wow. That is so special. Thank you for sharing that with us today, Uncle Russ.
Well, that's good, Anne, and then that's something, Aboriginal, lot of Aboriginal, but I know a lot of non-Aboriginal people now play the leaf. Yeah.
Hey everyone, I have an exciting story for you today. It's about a jumbun. Do you know what a jumbun is? Well, it's also known as a witchetty grub. Now, a witchetty grub lives in the dirt and it's a grub and people can eat it. Well, this story about the jumbun is called Who's That Jumbun in the Log? And this is a jumbun here. He's white and yellow and he's about this big, but we're going to learn about his story today. Okay, you ready? Who's that jumbun in the log? High in the forest where the river waters are fresh and pure, there lived a little witchetty grub. She was known as a jumbun. Her home was beneath the canopy of tall trees, way down on the forest floor in a rotten log, almost hidden under a pile of mouldy leaves. There she is. Look at the beautiful forest around her. Looks like rainforest. Jumby was her name. She wasn't the only jumbun in the forest. There were hundreds of them. Jumby's best friend was called Bungie. He was very different from her because he liked to move around the forest floor and go from log to log. Because he didn't live in the same place all the time, Jumby thought her friend was a very wild jumbun. Bungie, however, thought that Jumby was too stuck in her ways. One day he suggested that she should look for a new home. The little jumbun got very upset. "Why should I look for a new home?" she snapped. "I like living in my clean, comfortable log. What's wrong with that?" "Nothing, I guess," Bungie sighed as he rolled off down the track. Jumby didn't give Bungie's idea another thought until a greedy scrub turkey stuck his head into her log. He was on the hunt for a juicy jumbun to eat for dinner. There's the brush turkey. He wants to eat Jumby for dinner. Luckily, the scrub turkey was too fat to squeeze himself in, but Jumby was left shaking with fright. For a jumbun, this was quite a quiver. Oh, that must have scared her. The scrub turkey went on his way and then another visitor arrived. It was Mr. Bull Ant. I like this place. I wouldn't mind living here, he announced in a bossy voice as he inspected Jumby's log. This is too much, she shouted. Out, out, out! How dare you come into my home uninvited? I'm going to put doors and windows up just to keep you mob out. Good luck, gruffed Mr. Bull Ant as he marched off. The next day, as the little witchetty grub cleaned her house, a large scrub python slithered into her log. Oh no, not another visitor, sighed Jumby. Why does everyone want to live in my house? Say, said the scrub python, this is a sensational spot. I wouldn't mind spending my winter here. I could move in straight away. See the scrub python? This is my home, scrub python, Jumby cried. Now please leave. Everyone keeps wanting to take her home. Sorry, sister, said the scrub python, who was a giant compared to Jumby. He flicked himself into a tight coil and stared threateningly at her. There and then, Jumby knew she had no choice. She would have to move out. Okay, I'm going. You can laze in this log forever and ever. With those final words, Jumby scuttled out of her log home as fast as she could. Aw, now she doesn't have a home. Jumby was very sad about losing her home sweet home. She had spent her life making the old rotten log comfortable and cozy. It was all she knew. As she rolled along the track, tears streamed out of her beady little eyes. I must find Bungie and tell him what has happened, she cried. Aw, Jumby's very sad. Jumby rolled along until she came to Bungie's log. For the first time she noticed the plain and natural look of his house. It wasn't organised and clean like her own, but Bungie moved logs very often and only did the most basic of decorating. The little Jumbun was surprised that she felt so at home. Jumby found Bungie at the creek, sunbaking on a leaf. When he saw his friend Bungie, jokingly called out, "What brings you here? Someone get in your log." As a matter of fact, a big old scrub python has taken over my house, Jumby replied. What are you doing? I'm on my lunch break. All work and no play makes a very dull Jumbun, said Bungie. When Bungie had finished sunbaking, he asked his friends, the water spiders, to tow him to shore. It was time to remind Jumby about life in the rainforest. You see, Jumby, he explained, you must share your dwellings with almost every creature in the rainforest. We Jumbuns were made to clean, renovate, and then move on. That's why I'm such a well-travelled grub. Come on, let's go, said Bungie. Where? asked little Jumbun in a worried voice. Why, home, of course, said Bungie. Let's go home. Can you see the spiders? So that is how Jumby learnt to live like her friend Bungie. Together they explored the secrets of the rainforest, moving from one log to another and sharing their homes with other creatures. Oh, that was a good story, where Jumby had to learn about how she had to move around the forest floor. And she had a good friend in Bungie who let her live with him. Well, if you enjoyed that story, you're in for a treat for the next experience. Are you ready to come and see?
So I have a very special friend today, Uncle Russ, and I've asked him here to help us create a Jumbun, just like the story. Would you like to do it with us?
Yes, well, Uncle Russ has got some clay. As you can see on my hands, it's white looking clay and it gets all over your hands, sticky, but fun, real fun to work with. And then Play-Doh.
Play-Doh.
Play-Doh, you can do things just like with Play-Doh, you can do with clay. So, Uncle Russ is going to teach Anna how to make a witchetty grub, or we call it in our language, balai. ballet. So, now with Hannah, what we're going to do first is squash the clay in our hands like this. Squeeze it together. And yeah, wet our hands every now and again in the water to make it our hands slippery. And it gets all nice and smooth and slippery in your hands. Does it feel slippery in your hands?
It feels a bit slimy, but also feels like soft clouds. I've never felt a cloud, but I feel like that's what it would feel like.
Right. Okay, and then at the same time we're going to try and squeeze it and roll it and make it sort of longer this time.
Longer.
So just go like that. Roll it.
I love that sound yours is making.
Okay. Now, ours, yours, we can cut that in half. If I just break that there, and then
Thank
you
you.
can roll that again.
Okay. Too much clay.
Okay. Now what we're going to do is that shape like that. Now we're going to roll it into our hands to smooth off that end, and same on the other end like that. Just give it another roll, make it just like longer. Right across your hands, back and forwards. So like that.
Oh, yours is better, but mine's close.
Okay, rightio. Now, I'm going to give you a paddle pop stick.
Yeah.
So
thank
we're
you.
going to do the rings
Okay.
around that goes
Witchetty
around
grub?
the witchetty grub.
Okay.
So I'm going to show you how to make the ring lines
Yep.
with using the paddle pop stick.
Okay.
Now the first thing I'm going to do is on the end there like that, just see how it's nearly just flat,
Okay.
and roll that around.
All around the witchetty grub. It's trickier than it looks. Make it look easy.
Okay, just press a little bit harder on it, and you'll make a ridge like that.
Wow.
Okay. Right, now we're going to use this sharp end, this long end like that, just down there. Now we're going to do like that, a line. Just roll it around there like that, just using the edge so we get that marking around like that.
Beautiful. Mine's a bit thicker than yours.
Okay, now just wet your finger in there and just smooth that, rub that like so. And then we're going to do another witchetty grub line around by doing it again. Go all the way around.
So when we're smoothing it out, we're making it more round. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, we're just taking any of those edges, sharp edges off,
Yeah.
because the witchetty grubs are smooth. Okay, then we do another one.
It is looking like a witchetty grub.
Starting to get the lines now. You start to see the lines with the witchetty grub.
Have you
Yeah.
eaten a witchetty grub before, Uncle Russ?
I have.
What do they taste like?
I've tasted them cooked.
Yeah?
I've tasted them just raw.
Okay. Which do you
Yeah.
like better?
Actually, the rawness of it.
Yeah?
Have you ever tried a raw egg, like in
Yes.
a milkshake?
Yeah.
Well, that taste
Like
of
that.
like a raw egg taste. That's what they taste like when you eat a live witchetty grub.
Wow.
But when you cook it, you know, eating cheesels,
Yes?
that all goes crispy and
Yes.
like cheese. Well, the witchetty grub does the same thing.
Really?
And it crunches just like eating cheesel,
Wow.
but you get that eggy taste
Yeah.
with
Well,
it.
because I've had one, but when I was a lot younger, so I don't remember. I thought it was nutty, but no,
Nutty?
it's
Yeah.
eggy. I didn't
Right.
have a cooked one. That sounds delicious, a cooked one.
Yeah. And mainly the women and children gathered to look at witchetty grubs.
Okay.
Yeah. The desert people, the women used to go out in the desert and they'd dig around the roots of the trees
Yep.
in the ground, And in the roots itself, the witchetty grubs be inside, eating away the moisture inside the root.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Okay, just keep going down till we make all these ridges.
Wow, yours is looking amazing.
And when we get down to the bottom, leave it about the same distance
Okay.
as the other end.
Yep. And we have to do it the other. I can't remember how we did it at the top.
Okay. So, you can see that we've got the witchetty grub.
Wow.
Now, what we're going to do now is like underneath this little like feet, little, just going to put little dents. in
Just
that
two
side,
on
just
each side.
Two on each side, each little lines.
Okay. 1, 2.
Yep, two.
1, 2.
Two.
Oh. Oh, I'm close to finishing. Last ridge.
Oh. Here we go.
Uncle Russ had a few more lines than me because he was much better at it.
Okay, now that looks like, that's fine,
Yep.
but if we want to make it look more real-like,
Yes.
I'm going to just give it a little slight bend,
Yep.
and maybe up like that. So if I turn that around, you'll see it's not a straight, you know, like if you look at that, that's straight. That's
Yeah.
more lifelike.
It's more like a wiggly witchetty grub.
Yeah. And Hannah, if I was you,
Yes.
I would just smooth off. Look at how my end.
Look, yeah.
Round and
Yours
smooth.
is definitely better, Uncle Russ. That's why we keep trying.
But the children,
But look,
you'll have
we
fun
can-
making witchetty grubs, and that's all you got to use is the
Yep.
clay, and roll a little thing like that,
And one paddle pop stick.
and one paddle pop stick, and you just roll it around just like Uncle Russ showed you there, and make these beautiful lines, just like that.
And Uncle Russ is right. If you get a little bit of water on your finger with clay, it doesn't work with Play-Doh, but if you do it with clay, you can make it really, really smooth.
Yeah, just rub
Because
it.
it
and it'll
dries out. See how it's dry on my hand? But if we get it nice and smooth with water, it can really help.
Look how it's dry and made my hand.
Wow, look
It
at
even
it.
looks whiter on my brown skin.
It's beautiful. So good. Well, thank you so much for teaching us how to make a witchetty grub.
Yep.
I loved learning.
Yep. And you know what else they use the clay for in it?
What's that?
They would wet the clay like this,
Yep. Oh, yes.
and as they get it on there, I'm going to put a mark on your nose.
Please do.
We're going to put some clay on Nana's nose. Like that. There. And now, I'm going to
Would you do this for dances, Uncle
Yes,
Russ? Or would
when
you do
you-
it to tell stories? Or when would you do this?
when you're prepared for a dance, if you were doing a special dance,
Yep.
every people they would paint themselves up and get themselves ready, just like that. Look at that, she's ready now.
Ready to dance?
And yes, we can do an emu dance later.
Sounds good. I can't wait. Thanks for listening, everyone. I've really enjoyed having Uncle Russ join us this month at Hometime with Robbie and Susie. He has taught me so much about Indigenous art. In fact, if you have liked it, he has an art gallery called Deep Water Shark, and you can go check it out. I bought these beautiful tapping sticks. Don't they make a great sound? From his gallery. But Uncle Russ and his daughter Rach have so many beautiful things. You should go check it out.